America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases. And we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized.
She jumps in and says, well, what about January 6th? And he says, I'm not talking about January 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, what a partisan.
Well, I mean, nothing really worries me, because right now nothing has really happened yet. I mean, Trump now is 6 weeks out before he's even going to be inaugurated. But America signed up for this. It's undeniable. He won the popular vote, and he ran the table, including my state as well, too. This is what America decided.
Welcome back to Pop Flash, your ultimate destination for Hollywood drama, jaw-dropping scandals, and all the piping hot tea on the most explosive controversies. Get ready, because today's story has left everyone buzzing. U.S. Senator John Fetterman is locked in an electrifying legal battle with none other than Sunny Hostin of The View. This isn't just a headline-grabbing spat. It's a no-holds-barred clash of reputations, clashing narratives, and the murky waters of modern media. Let's dissect every juicy detail. So, how did this firestorm ignite? Enter John Fetterman, Pennsylvania's blunt, hoodie-clad senator who's known for shaking up political norms. In a shocking move, he's taken legal aim at Sunny Hostin and the producers of The View. The uproar began when Hostin dropped some bombshell accusations about Fetterman's unexpected visit to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Hostin painted Fetterman's trip as a betrayal of core Democratic values, going so far as to suggest his visit was less about fostering unity and more about cozying up to political adversaries. The insinuation struck a nerve, and here's the plot twist. Fetterman isn't letting this slide. This isn't just about harsh words or fiery opinions, it's personal. For Fetterman, these remarks didn't just cross a line, they twisted the narrative and put his reputation at risk. Accusations of currying favor with Trump's camp have thrown a wrench into his carefully cultivated image of authenticity and independence. And in today's hypercharged media landscape, where perception is often more powerful than truth, you can bet this showdown is only heating up. For those unfamiliar, The View isn't just a talk show. It's a verbal battleground where fiery opinions and bold hot takes are the daily special. It's a daytime TV juggernaut that thrives on conflict, with civility often tossed aside in favor of on-screen drama. But even by its own dramatic standards, this particular feud took things to a whole new level. Hostin's critiques of Senator John Fetterman didn't just challenge his political decisions, they struck at the core of his character. She accused him of throwing his party's values under the bus just to snag a coveted seat at Donald Trump's table. For Fetterman, these accusations cut deep, leaving him no choice but to hit back with the kind of response that sends shockwaves, a lawsuit. Now, let's unravel Fetterman's side of the story. His visit to Mar-a-Lago wasn't some casual jaunt. It was a calculated, high-stakes move to promote bipartisan dialogue. In today's hyper-partisan world, such efforts often walk a razor's edge, teetering between groundbreaking and controversial. Reaching across the aisle is no longer seen as courageous. It's labeled betrayal. But Fetterman, who's built a reputation on blunt honesty and defying political norms, approached it differently. He saw his visit not as capitulation, but as a challenge to the status quo, an opportunity to build bridges in a fractured political landscape. However, Hostin's biting remarks twisted his intentions into something far more sinister. Instead of a bold unifier, she framed him as a political turncoat, willing to discard his principles for a moment of relevance. But why has this particular clash between Fetterman and Hostin captivated the public's imagination? At its core, this isn't just a battle of egos or ideologies, it's a high-stakes confrontation about the role of media in shaping public perception. Fetterman's lawsuit is about far more than clearing his name. It's a bold stand against the toxic culture of misinformation and snap judgments that dominate today's media landscape. In an era where headlines fly faster than facts and sound bites often overshadow substance, Fetterman argues that Hostin's commentary wasn't just harsh, it was flat-out wrong. He claims her accusations weren't grounded in truth and inflicted serious damage on his reputation and credibility. This isn't just political theater, it's a spotlight on the fine line between opinion and misinformation. Fetterman is making it clear that he won't stand by while his name and intentions are dragged through the mud, and he's using the courts to deliver that message with unmistakable force. And this isn't just about a clash between two big personalities. It's about something much bigger, questions that cut to the very heart of modern media and its responsibilities. How much of a burden do public figures like Sunny Hostin bear when it comes to ensuring their commentary is based on fact rather than conjecture? When does sharp criticism overstep its boundaries and veer into the realm of defamation? And perhaps the most pressing question of all, how do we strike a balance between protecting freedom of speech and holding people accountable for the narratives they shape? These aren't just theoretical musings. They're the kind of debates that ripple far beyond this lawsuit, touching on cultural and societal struggles playing out in real time. Now, let's take a closer look at the man in the spotlight, John Fetterman. He's not your run-of-the-mill politician. Forget the polished suits and carefully crafted sound bites. Fetterman is all about breaking the mold. With his signature hoodie and suit combos and a demeanor that's anything but conventional, he's built a reputation as a straight-talking disruptor in a political world often criticized for its empty platitudes. To his supporters, he's a breath of fresh air, someone who refuses to conform to outdated political norms. His candid, no-frills style makes him stand out in a sea of overly polished politicians. But not everyone sees him that way. To his critics, Fetterman's unfiltered approach comes off as abrasive, even reckless. They argue that his unwillingness to play by the traditional rules of decorum makes him unpredictable, and perhaps too much of a wild card. Still, one thing's undeniable. Whether you love him or hate him, Fetterman doesn't back down from a fight. And right now, that fight is all about something bigger than himself. It's about the integrity of political discourse, the boundaries of fair criticism, and whether modern media can be held accountable when their narratives stray too far from the truth. Fetterman's decision to pursue legal action is more than just an attempt to clear his name. It's a declaration. He's drawing a line in the sand, demanding that those with powerful platforms take responsibility for the weight their words carry. And in doing so, he's reminding everyone watching that political discourse isn't just about winning battles. It's about fighting for what's right. And let's not forget about Sunny Hostin. Known as one of the most outspoken and polarizing voices on The View, she's no stranger to stirring up controversy. To her devoted fans, she's seen as a fearless truth teller, someone who's unafraid to tackle tough issues and call things as she sees them. But to her critics, Sunny's fiery commentary often crosses the line, coming off as reckless, inflammatory, and sometimes even divisive. Her pointed remarks about Fetterman may have been intended as a sharp political critique, but instead, they've landed her, and the entire show, in a whirlwind of backlash. It's a stark reminder that even seasoned commentators can misstep when pushing the boundaries of provocative discourse. This lawsuit isn't just a courtroom drama. It's a collision of politics, media, and public perception. It forces us to confront the blurred lines that define modern communication. In an age where sound bites, viral clips, and memes dominate the conversation, the depth and nuance of political issues are often sacrificed for shock value and entertainment. Complex topics get boiled down to sensationalized headlines, leaving the audience to sift through layers of distortion to uncover the truth. Fetterman's legal move is more than just a personal defense. It's a direct challenge to this new normal. It's a wake-up call, a stark reminder that words aren't just fleeting remarks in a media-driven world. They're powerful tools with real-world consequences. But where does this tangled story go from here? That's the million-dollar question. The lawsuit is still in its infancy, with a long road ahead. Could it end in a settlement, quietly resolving things behind the scenes? Or will it escalate into a public legal showdown, exposing more layers of the already intense debate about media accountability? Perhaps it'll spark a broader cultural conversation, forcing both media personalities and consumers to rethink how narratives are shaped and consumed. No matter the outcome, one thing's for sure: this isn't the end of the road. If anything, it's just the beginning of a larger and more complicated battle over integrity, influence, and responsibility. And now it's your turn to weigh in. Is John Fetterman a fearless crusader for truth, standing up to unchecked rhetoric? Or is this lawsuit just another episode in the ongoing saga of political theatrics? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If today's deep dive into Hollywood and political drama kept you hooked, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to stay in the loop with Pop Flash. We'll be back with more scandals, surprises, and stories that keep you at the edge of your seat. Until next time, stay tuned for all the drama you crave.